Hey, 2 episodes down in the book. You know what? I'm digging it.
Yeah, so far so good. I think we're finally getting the hang of this, which is nice.
Oh yeah. That being said, though, we got this 3rd episode coming up, and I feel like this one we really need to just knock it out of the park. So just got a few notes here, just like some minor stuff. They'll just make a few tweaks and it'll make this 3rd episode just pop.
Well, yeah, I've got some notes here too that I've been working on.
Oh,
kind of
perfect.
Perfect.
All right. First thing first. Last episode, I feel like we kind of went a little too in depth with our topics. Like especially you're just kind of like droning on with it, you know.
Okay, I mean, but it was kind of your ideas, so.
Oh, well, no. What I was saying was just like do a little bit more research so we can sound a bit more like we know what we're talking about. You though, like I can't believe I'm saying that you seem like too knowledgeable, and you're just like you got a little long-winded, you know.
Well, I mean, that kind of happens when you have to fill in the gaps. I mean, if we were both contributing equally, I wouldn't have to be picking up the slack.
Okay, I kind of see where he's going with that. At the same time, it comes down to like editing. Like not only are we pulling out these like huge, just unfunny chunks, but it's like painful to sit through.
Okay. Well, speaking of editing, I mean, I'm looking at notes from last week that I took down here, and I know you think you're funny, and but when it's time to start editing this stuff down, I think we need to start being a little more realistic on our time here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's an idea. Maybe next episode you can be less fat.
What?
You heard me.
I'm fat. Have you seen your tits?
Whoa, hang on. I'm in way better shape than you. You get winded after a hearty fart.
I'd rather listen to 10 of my farts than even more your droning on stories.
Well, at least my stories are coherent, not that rambling crap that comes out of your mouth. Jesus Christ, learn to focus, you babbling twat.
Learn to enunciate, you mumbling fuck.
You ignorant cockwaffle.
Oh, fuck you, fat Jesus.
Ow!
Ow.
Okay, ow.
Ow.
All right.
God, the pain.
All right. I think review time's over.
I think so too. Ow.
Yeah.
God. Oh, Lord help me. All right. You want to take 5, come back and start filming? Ow.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, you think you can move your elbow?
That's not my elbow.
Oh my.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Bill.
I'm not.
And this is Random Tangent. This is going to be video 3. We'd like to go ahead and thank everybody out there who has watched the video, liked the video, subscribed. All 3 of you.
We have 5 subscribers, and we're more than half of it.
That's sick. I'd also like to say to everybody out there, please like and subscribe. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. I don't know why by Christmas, but I like that. Make that our Christmas gift.
First time hearing of it. Okay.
I like to make. That's why it's a random tangent. Focus. All right,
Okay.
And we'd also like to give a special thanks and shout out to Frank Garcia. You know who you are. We love you. We just want to say he's been really helping support us. He's been really putting it out there, getting it on Facebook, letting people know that we're, doing what we do. And we just like to give a big shout out to him and say thank you for doing that for us.
Say to Frank, you are the Random Tangent Viewer of the Week. There's no cash prize.
Anyhow, so this week we got a nice episode, a fun episode. We're going to tell some stories. Well, actually, a story. If my nose don't stop itching, I'm going to lose my friggin' mind.
Yeah, last episode, I have 3 stories that we can tell. Let the viewers vote on it. We did get a couple votes, but in the interest of keeping the runtime down, we're aiming for 20 minutes. We recorded 40 minutes last time, so we're in the interest of cutting down runtime. I'm going to skip my story, let the voting continue for another week. So let's go back through the options again. It says number 1, Wait, go, you got something?
Oh yeah, I guarantee we're hitting 33 this week, and that's after edit.
Okay.
So I just want to put that out there.
Right. Story number 1: dirty old lady in the grocery store. Story number 2, current favorite, is how I got out of a sales pitch by being a tremendous asshole. And number 3, the time I had a fake heart attack. Those are options. Please go down to the comments below. I'm not stopping you this time. Let's see how long you go with this.
I want to keep the runtime down to 20 minutes.
Okay.
If you forgot who you're talking to, I'll do this shit all day.
Yeah, so please just go vote. Pick which story sounds good to you. Let us know, and we will definitely get to that story next week. This week, though, I'm going to hand off the storytelling reins to Bill here. Take it away.
All right, so this story comes, actually, this is not going to be like some of the stories we've told before that are years and years old. This is actually a fairly recent story and a funny one to boot. And also, I like to call this one the punishment story.
Why do you call it that?
Oh, well, let me tell you. You see, we have a friend. We've discussed him before, Mr. Matt Schreiner. And Mr. Matt is a nice guy. We love him to death. He's done a lot for us in our heart. Yeah, we love you. But it just irks him really bad that we talk about him on these things. So, because we are who we are, you say you don't want to be in the video. I mean, outside of a donation of cash or...
Camera! No, not... We got the camera. Microphone!
In case you didn't hear that. Outside of a donation, which we are looking to get a new mic, ladies and gentlemen. So anybody who wants to donate some cash, please feel free. We could use it. Need about $150, $200. So that's what we're looking at right now. Just want to put that out there.
That was an $80 mic.
Well, then you got the boom arm and the pop filter. You got to have a pop filter, otherwise you're gonna hear all the time.
Lunch. What? You gotta get lunch too.
I got lunch too. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna tell you a little story about something that happened. I'm gonna go about a month ago, roughly. Myself and my good buddy Matthew Schreiner were on our way to the movies. Matthew was driving in his pick-em-up truck, and we're heading down a back road that's in a town we're at due to construction. And you got to understand, my friend Matt is just, what would you call it? I mean, ridiculously wealthy.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay. He's just loaded. It's just ridiculous. We think. I mean, we're guessing here. But
he says he isn't, but like, at the same time, he always has money.
Yeah. And we're just going with the fact that we don't. So it's kind of
in comparison.
And he's wealthy to us.
Yes.
That's really what it is. So in his center console of his truck, he happens to have a cup full of pennies, just full of pennies. I proceeded under not only the knowledge of Matt as he was sitting there, but with no dispute to what I was doing, mind you. I proceeded to take pennies and was flicking them out the window at mailboxes. And now, obviously, I didn't hit any mailboxes and didn't hurt anything or do any damage. It's not a good story like that. It's just a simple fact that we wanted to include Matt this week. So, Matt, if you're watching this...
Wait, what's in there more? He put a stipulation in what?
Oh, yeah, he put a stipulation that I could flick pennies, but I couldn't flick dimes, nickels, or quarters.
See, that's why he's got money.
That's why he does. But at the same time, he also has an entire armrest full of dimes, nickels, and quarters. He has more money in an armrest than I have in my bank account. That's really what it boils down to here.
Okay.
That's his carrying around money.
Uh-huh.
I just made myself really sad. I don't want to do this.
It was supposed to be like a joke story on Matt, but I think it's on us a little bit.
It is. He's richer than us.
I'm going to end the episode right now.
All right, so that is the story of the week. Moving along.
Let's go on to our current event topic for this week. Want to talk about a little place called China? Heard of it, I'm sure?
There's a couple people there, right?
Yeah, they probably made most of everything here.
Yeah, pretty much everything in this room is China's.
Yeah. Over in China, they have famously, or maybe infamously, a very strict government control of their internet.
Yeah.
They call it the Great Firewall of China, and there's a lot of stuff that if you're in China, if the government doesn't want you to see it, pretty much you're not seeing it. Mostly Western stuff, a lot of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. No one in China is seeing us, which might be sort of a take a good with a bad sort of situation. Uh, Now, if you live in China, though, if you want to get around that, one of the ways you can do it is by using a VPN, virtual private network. To basically, it blocks out, it doesn't let other people see what you're looking at. So that's a great way to get on sites you're not supposed to be on in China. Well, just
kind of onion ring it almost, trying to get around deep web style where they're not getting located.
something like that, yeah. Well, obviously the Chinese government is not happy about it. It's not legal.
When is the Chinese government ever happy?
Okay. So yeah, it's not legal, but it's one of those things. It's like very hard to keep it tapped down. Just recently, though, Apple announced that they no longer on their stores in China will they be selling VPNs. I guess it's something you used to be able to buy on the Apple Store, no longer in China. They're saying that they don't necessarily agree with China's policies, but at the same time, they're going to respect the law in China. However, they've gotten some feedback from some people who are kind of mad about it. They're saying that that's one of the few liberties like people in China have is that they can buy these VPNs. They can circumvent like the internet blocks that the government's put into place. And they're kind of mad at Apple for like removing it, just make it a little bit harder for them to read outside stuff. I'm just wondering, like, your opinion. Did Apple make the right call? I know you're not a big Apple fan.
Wait, Apple made a bad call? No.
Oh, what do you think? Do you think they did the right thing?
All right, pulling out the fact that I want to make all the jokes that I can, such as, did Samsung do this first? Because that's like 3 years ago. That's why Apple's copying it. What other company did this first? Did Apple steal this idea? Which I guess technically they could have stolen it from the Chinese government, so that would work. Outside of all of that, I mean, really the question I think we got to ask ourselves is, can Apple get in trouble, say via lawsuit or something, from the Chinese government for having these VPNs available in their stores? I mean, that may be something to think about. Because, China's the type of place, they could just be like, okay, Apple, you don't want to listen? You're not allowed here anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of their stuff is made there, like we were saying. So, yeah, I guess they shut them down. And personally, my feeling is it's not Apple's fight to fight. I don't really like the idea of an outside corporation trying to make policy in a different country. I guess that you can say they're doing entirely for altruistic reasons. Yeah. But at the same time, if they win, they get to make more money. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to...
I mean, yeah, it's a very delicate situation there, I think, when you really look at it from a broader spectrum, because, you also you got to ask yourself, what other cell companies, because, other thing I keep in mind too, folks, is when you come out to America, you deal with Samsung, HTC, LG, Apple, who else? Motorola is another one. I mean, these are some major companies out here, but a majority of them outside of, I believe, I want to say Samsung and LG are Korean.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other ones are Chinese. I mean, these are Chinese companies. So, my opinion, my idea on this is that if you're going to create a VPN, you're going to circumvent what other people are doing. You're going to do something illegal in general, you're going to have a problem. Now, I think we can agree that if Apple, in one of their stores, so it's not like some Chinese version of Kmart where nobody cares, but you're in an Apple...
No one cares about Kmart here either.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah. If you're in an Apple store and China was letting that slide for how long? Knowing the legality issues and everything that went with that. I mean, eventually, if you're told, hey, no, what can you say about that? Right. I mean, seriously. I mean, Apple in general, Samsung, whoever out there that got those stolen away, people are having a fit. Hey, guess what? If you can get it from Apple, there's somebody else you can find.
They're still available. They're just complaining that it's isn't easy access.
Yeah, but that does fall on Apple. That is their call.
Yeah.
I mean, and that goes to any company. If I'm a company...
So what you're saying is you agree with Apple.
Can never say those words again.
Okay, I think moving along.
And there is no God.
Moving along. We're going to move on to a little bit lighter subject now. We're going to do something we call minor grievances, which I'm thinking this would be like a really good place for
See if we can get it right. Here,
okay.
Let me get the camera lined up. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Just a little things that little tiny problems that annoy Bill and I, and since we have a forum to discuss them now, discuss them we shall.
Discuss or yell?
Oh, whatever. I'll kick it off. Oreo cookie flavors. The fuck is going on there? It's insanity. Have you seen this stuff?
Did you see they just came out with that? What was it, Swedish Fish?
Really?
Yes.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen waffles and syrup, like blueberry.
I just had what was it called? Frosting.
Really?
Birthday cake frosting.
The worst one I've seen though, chocolate chip cookie dough flavored Oreos. They made a chocolate chip cookie flavored cookie that wasn't a chocolate chip cookie.
Who took the red pill? I'm just.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, yeah, definitely. I would say that's definitely something that gets annoying. Although, are we sure that's annoying, or is that some? Are they trying to compete with Japan and their Kit Kat flavors? For all of you that don't know, look up Japan and their Kit Kat flavors. I mean, you can literally find like squid. There's.
I was so joyous and now so disappointed.
Like soybean, peanut butter. There is almost, and there's actually videos you can find on YouTube where people are eating all these different flavors. And when you go to Japan and buy a Kit Kat, it's not like a Kit Kat. There are these big boxes, fancy, that you open, and there's all to do with it. Yes, it's insane. I'm watching these people pull out individual pieces of Kit Kat like it's gold. It's like,
okay.
let me hit a minor grievance, something that really puts a smile on my face. I cannot stand. No, I don't care what's the situation. I cannot stand when I'm driving down the road. Now, we live out in the Chicagoland area, so this is just rampant down here. Sign says 45. Why are you doing 30?
The speed limit, it's as fast as you're supposed to go.
Yeah, but the jerk off behind me that's doing 84 coming up on me while I'm doing 30 trying to figure out how to get around him, he don't care. He's made his own speed limit, and he's currently doing it.
All right, another one I got. An undeservedly itchy butthole. I don't know what your problem is, but I know for a fact I wiped you better than you're acting.
Yeah, at what point in our lives did our assholes become as bad as our children? They don't listen. They do what they want. It's getting ridiculous now. Like I'm up to the point where I'm gonna start calling shenanigans. Like I'm sitting here with a clean white towel, just trying to get it clean, and nothing's coming off, but yet you're itchy. Or more importantly, what about the itchy butthole that happens when you're in public? That's a fantastic one. Here's a crowd of people. I think it's time to just tickle you just a little bit.
You ever had like the driving motivation for your reason to get home that day from work is just to give your ass a scratch it so desperately deserves? Like, there's only so much you can do in public. You get home, you've got fresh underwear, you got the sink, you got the shower, whatever you need to do to get that thing taken care of.
Am I the only one? The first thing I do when I get in the shower is scrub that bad boy. He gets 2 scrubs, one at the beginning of the shower, one at the end. I'm guaranteeing a non-itchy moment. And then I'm always one far away from just ruining everything.
Anything else? Do you got anything?
Oh, yeah.
I got a bunch.
We could go for days here. Let's see. Actually, give me another one.
Oh, you want one of mine?
Yeah, I want one of yours. Let's see what you got.
Let's see. How about clickbait articles?
At this point, I'm pretty sure as we stand on YouTube, we are clickbait.
Okay.
I think we might want to leave that one alone, just for right now.
Well, let me say, there's probably 8 good reasons I hate clickbait articles, and number 4 will shock you.
You asshole. No, I hate the clickbait ones when they're like, yeah, look at these weird Twitch fails, and it's like, she is half naked. And then you go through the video like, that was not anywhere in there. Why does it always come down to that with me? Boobies.
Well,
boobies.
You know, actually, I have another one. Guys that take pictures of their junk and then text those pictures to their friend. Those people suck.
I hate when people do that. That's just rude.
Oh, you experienced this too?
A couple times I opened my phone and Rick, you're looking at me.
It's yours, you asshole. You know, he does it while we're playing games online, and we know he's doing it because suddenly just be quiet. That's time for him.
My character's been standing in a corner for 3 minutes.
Bill,
I'm here. What's going on?
He always comes back all nonchalant. Yeah, what's up, guys? Ding, ding, ding. What's that? What's what?
Oh, come on! Oh, that's fantastic. That's coming next. I just haven't had fun. Actually, my phone, I got a nice Samsung, so I can look at the phone and say cheese, and it'll just take a picture, right? But I just have an issue squatting over a phone and saying cheese. It just feels weird to me.
I have an issue with you doing that too.
Check your phone. And actually, now just think about it. My phone's around here somewhere. Probably just took 3 pictures of the desk.
Okay.
Let's see. Minor grievances, things that irritate me. You know what I'm done with? And I think everybody could agree with this these days, is commercials. And it's not that I dislike a commercial. What I like is, I remember when I was little, commercials were like 30 seconds. Like, you got 3 commercials, 10 seconds, real quick. Here's the advertisement. We are out of here. The other day, we were watching something. I don't remember what it was. Dancing with the Who Gives a Shit. Like, I don't know. It was some stupid show. 18 commercials back to back before it came back to the show. It was like 5.5 minutes of commercials. What the I don't care. Sears is having a closeout. Sears should be out of business. I don't care that there's a sale on, I don't know, bush trimmers, whatever.
You should care.
I really should. I don't know. It doesn't look that
God!
bad. What? This guy over here pretends like he hasn't seen a bush before.
I don't do the episode anymore. That's number 2.
So, all right. So, you know what? Leaning into that.
Well, you know what? I got one more.
Oh, he's got one more. Bring it to me.
Kids.
Oh, yeah, I hate kids.
No. There's more.
Oh.
Kids on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, God, not this.
That couldn't put together the silver monkey in the shrine of the silver monkey. I mean, dear God, it's 3 pieces, one of which is a foot, one of which is a head. I mean, they obviously go on the top and bottom. Figure it out. Kirk Fogg's down there yelling at you. Gotta switch it around. But no, I'm gonna try it the same way 6 more times. I mean, dear fucking God. Apparently that one's been stewing for a while.
Yeah, because you told me that one like 3 times at least that I can remember. You know what I really hate? Well, you know which one we should do? I got an idea for a grievance. It's a show that's 20 years old. Nobody's seen it. He's over here having a fit about a silver monkey. Monkey.
This is very upsetting while you're watching it.
Especially as an adult. Do it! Flip it over! You little retarded son of a bitch. Come on!
Those kids are in charge of stuff now.
Yeah, that's terrible. Wow, that... Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think of that part of it.
Okay.
Maybe that's the CEO of Apple. Well, I think what we're going to do here is, since we've done minor grievances, well, I think we're going to get into some major grievances here. And I got one, Neil's got one, and I think they're important here. And they're definitely issues that have been discussed before. And I think it's time we discuss them again.
Once again, our show.
Yeah. So what I'm going with here is one of the grievances I can't stand is microtransactions. And let me make something very clear. If there's a game where I can earn $3 million playing the game, or I can buy $3 million, and I'm just lazy and don't want to,
That's one thing.
okay, that's fine.
Grand Theft Auto Online.
Grand Theft Auto Online, yeah, that's a good example of, if you want to pay for things, you can. If you don't, nothing says you have to. I mean, you can make money. There's ways to do it. But some of these games have gotten to the point where it's like, and actually what's scary is these games have gotten to the point where they're basically selling you the game and then telling you now you have to buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, I know a big one is Overwatch. I heard so much about that. Never played it just because I heard so much in that thing and I'm like, no, I'm good. But they were literally saying, like, you can buy the game, play it out right now, out of the box. It's good, it's golden. The problem is the kid whose parents have $30 million and he's got a black credit card that he can sit there and just keep buying crap and has bought everything, 100 different, I think they call them vaults or cases or something, where you buy them and random crap comes out of them.
Okay.
Well, these things, people are buying like dozens and dozens of them and getting all the best stuff. Meanwhile, you're walking around shooting yourself in the foot, don't know what's going on. And it's like, okay, I understand these game companies are trying to make that extra buck, and I do understand, I really, truly understand that making a game, it's an expensive endeavor.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially now. It's not like one dude coding for a few months and boom, a game. Now it's like a whole teams of
Yeah,
people,
three,
departments.
400 people working on these games trying to get things. The last I heard, an average number of employees in any game is 360. That goes from creation to beta.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and mind you, and the other thing, I just read this article. Another thing is the thing that people don't take into consideration, it's important to take into consideration, is these people aren't working in the same office together at the same time. Once this group, let's say the artists are done, they get moved to the next project while the next group takes over. So anything that may need to be fixed or corrected or dealt with kind of has to be done on a fly by groups that may not even be responsible for that. So it's kind of, I understand it's a costly thing. But if I'm going to make it, now if you're going to give me the game for free, a good example is a World of Tanks.
Okay, yes.
You're going to let me play that game for free, but I can buy or I can work, and you make it a little difficult. I mean, for some people, I don't mind playing that game and grinding, and next thing you know, you're like, I just bought the next tank. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool. Or, hey, I got an extra $10.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. You know, and it's helping them to pay them a little more and get the game, and they've done very well.
Uh-huh.
But
you're talking about a game that you paid full
$60,
price
$70, $80 for. We were just talking the other night. We were looking at this game Fortnite, which, mind you, ain't even good. I haven't seen any really great reviews on it. There's one. It was one edition of the game. It's the highest one. I believe it was $150.
It's 2.5 times the normal price of a game.
And then the only upside to it is you actually for $80 of that technically is 2 extra copies of the standard game to give to your friends.
So yeah, it is 2.5.
So here, we just sold you the same game three times, but we're telling you it's a deal.
Crafty.
I realize now when I buy games, I got to spit on my own hand and wipe just so I know, there's something there when I'm getting hit.
Oh,
I mean, some of these games are ridiculous. Some of the games are.
Let me ask you: do you differentiate between microtransactions and DLC?
Now, DLC is kind of another thing. I mean, the way I look at it is you have 2 divisions of DLC. You have the DLC, the good DLC, which is like, hey, we just brought out some extra maps, some extra stuff, fun stuff to increase the longevity of the game. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is a grand example of that, which we're dealing with a game that's, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years old, something like that, and people are still playing it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still DLC, I think the final DLC, which is Zombie Chronicles, just came out for it, and people scooped it up, and it was fantastic. But then on the flip side, you get people that get aggravated with DLC because there's times these games are coming out with DLC that's
should have been in the game.
Yeah, should have been in the game. Should have been part of the game. Or my personal favorite, here's $60. Now, really, to get this game was only 10 hours, 15 hours, and now we're going to sell you for an extra $15. Just another hour's worth. Like, I should have gotten that at the beginning.
Well, I heard people used to have this complaint, not so much now, probably that a lot of games are downloaded. It used to be like the DLC you're downloading was actually on the disc. A lot of day one DLC had this problem. It was on the disc that you had bought and put in the machine. Basically, you were paying for a code to unlock the stuff that's already on the game that you bought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stopped doing that because they realized they got busted. That and people were hacking the game cartridges or the game discs. That goes into you.
How old are you?
A year older than you. And we're both old. Anyways, so
I don't want to do this video anymore.
My big issue with microtransactions really is, and it's not only microtransactions. I have a lot of issues. If I pay you money for a service, I expect that service to be what it is. Another perfect example is, I pay $60 a year to have Xbox Live. I think most everybody does. Okay, well, if I pay you $60 a year, and mind you, that's $60 a year times the hundreds or millions of people that play on Xbox and pay $60 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there advertising on my Xbox? Why do I have to see Nissan and what's the name of Beats and things like that on there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to see advertising. What do you need more money for? I should be paying you to get rid of advertising. That's what I'm doing here, because I'm paying you extra money every year just so you can tell me, here's some more crap. Here's some microtransactions. here's some DLC you have to buy. And the worst part is, the probably the most irritating thing is when you buy DLC and then proceed to have somebody go, or you buy DLC and the other person doesn't get it, or they get it and you don't get it. Now you're sitting there with your thumb up your butt because now it's like, oh, well, we want to play the game. Well, I can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got one friend who doesn't have the extra little bit of money that week, and everyone's stuck playing the old game.
Yep. Pissed.
Yeah. They kind of like that one guy a little bit less now. Games I'm going to talk today about a old-fashioned annoyance. We're going to go a little bit retro, get a little nostalgic here.
Taking it old school!
Talk about early video games and just the problems it was to save your game. You know, nowadays it's easy. Like, you click start, save. If you have to do that.
Yeah, most things auto-save themselves these days.
Just turn it off, you come back to it, it's right where you left it. It used to be, though, a lot different saving your game. Some games wasn't even an option. I want to talk about, I'm going to say, probably Super Mario Brothers, the original ones, was probably the best example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that one we used to play, Ikari Warriors?
Oh, I love that one.
Another one that you play for a while and you turn it off. But the game I really want to highlight for this part is a game called Rygar. I think it was originally an arcade release. They brought a version of it to the the regular Nintendo.
Regular Nintendo, the NES.
Yeah. It's a more or less, mostly side-scrolling, there's a little top-down view, is an action-adventure RPG. It took a while to beat this game. Like, it wasn't just go through levels. You had to crisscross levels, go back to reach parts that you couldn't access until you get new equipment. So you have to find the equipment, come back, get a new part. It took a while to beat that game.
Oh, yeah.
It was a commitment because there was no save in the game. You had to sit down, dedicate yourself to it, or your only other option with the games like that was to pause, walk away from it, hope for the best.
Yep, pretty much.
Hope there is no one goes, why is this on? Off.
Oh.
No power failure. The game itself just didn't corrupt and sit there.
Well, I think on a side note of that, too, is you got to think about, I had this happen. There was a game I used to play. It was in the same light as Legend of Zelda and the NES, but it was called Crystalis.
I remember that one.
And it was such a good game. But it was also notorious for having corruption in the files. I actually had played the game for, God, I don't know. It was a good 10 hours I put into this game, wandering around and getting everything and working my butt off to get where I could. Brought it over to a friend's house, put it in his system. His system did the stupid Nintendo Freeze thing, and it corrupted my entire file, erased everything.
Are you friends with him anymore?
Oh, no, I haven't talked to him in years.
That ended that day?
That was done.
Well, you're getting a little ahead there, because you're talking about games that still actually save.
Yeah.
Next problem with saving I like to bring up, issue we used to have to deal with, was the password system. Where if you're playing a game, eventually it'll give you a password. It'll give you a password that you type in these characters. Next time you load up the game, it'll bring you. Wasn't even always right back, like close to where you were.
Yeah. Punch-Out was good for that, wasn't it? The original it wasn't Mike Tyson, but it was a Punch-Out game, I think.
You're not sure about that? The game for this section I'd like to highlight is a game called Fax Xanadu.
Oh, yeah.
Another action RPG game. It had incredibly long passwords it would give you. The issue with the passwords
38 character passwords.
The issue with the passwords was this is 8-bit technology. You're trying tiny little screens that we used to have, trying to figure out what this is. That a 0 or an O? Is that a 1, an I, a T? Trying to figure out what that was. These incredibly long passwords that you had to write down, and eventually you go back to the game, go start it up, type in your password, error. That's one problem.
What do you mean error?
You end up going back through again, trying every one that you're not quite sure of, try a different variation of it. Nope, that's not it, that's not it. That's even if you could find your notebook again. Ever had that happen? You lose it, put it somewhere, something spilled on it, you got a whole list of notes, you got a whole list of passwords. Which one was it? Oh, crap.
As you know, as a kid, you never thought to write it in order.
Just wherever on the page, yeah.
There's a free space.
And moving on. Now we're talking about games that actually had, I think it used to be handled by an on the cartridge battery, in the cartridge battery.
Yeah, it was a 2032 little battery, CR 2032. What do they call them? Watch batteries.
Okay, yeah. You actual games that you could save on the game. And it's all good, except a lot of times there's one save per game. Think first Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So, there was no this, I'm going to and there's no like ultimate like parties or ultimate. You're playing that one till the
That's
end.
it. Enjoy.
If you have multiple people in your house that want to play the game, it's someone's game. You got to play that game.
Yeah, pretty much. You're playing my game.
Uh-huh.
Don't screw it up. And then you come back and your little brother went through and did all kinds. Your half your crew has disappeared. The other half is different people.
Yeah. Or then they had games like Zelda. The original Zelda had 3 spots.
Yeah.
Glory is great back then if you owned the game. See, we used to have these things called video stores. Think of it as like a red box you could walk into. So you go in there, you could rent games and bring them home and play them for like a couple days a week, whatever the rental policy was. And then you say you rent a game, you'd save your character on it, and you eventually have to bring the game back. And then you think about, like, what game do I want to rent? And you're like, I really like that one. I want to rent it again. And you rent it, and it's always a crapshoot if your guy was still on that game.
Yeah, and there was plenty, because I remember when I used to go to the stores, I'd rent these games, pop them in the system, turn them on, it'd pop up, be like, oh, this one, and this one. Well, we're going to delete all those.
I used to do that too. I wanted to feel like my game.
It's mine now. I'm playing it.
It wasn't until years later I realized that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, because you'd go to rent that game later. There used to be a little, remember that little tiny,
Oh, please eat.
I'm
You're not doing anything.
I'm hungry. Leave me alone. The video store, the one that used to be right there by the gas station. What was that? Not Waterford. The other one.
Oh, that one.
Little tiny one.
The one with the swing doors to the back section?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
I
don't remember that, but I remember there's swing doors to the back section.
Where you used to rent videotapes? We're old.
Yeah. I don't do this video anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. We'll go to bed. Anyways, yeah. So, I mean, really, the old days. I mean, the days of 8-bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and really, when you think about it, even as time staggered forward, I mean, it took a lot of years before it really got to the advancements we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
So from the 80s to probably, I would say the end of the 90s, early 2000s,
mm-hmm.
when we reached a point where you didn't need
anything. They started saving like on your systems
mm-hmm.
had hard drives. It wasn't focused on game. Well, they had to do that when discs became popular. First it was memory cards, and then they got issues with memory cards.
Wait, I had issues with memory.
Shit, which one was it?
No, it wasn't that. You always had to buy a memory card.
Yeah, here you need to save games. It's not included with the thing.
Not included with the system. It costs like anywhere. I think they cost initially on system purchase if you bought their memory cards. I mean, you're looking from anywhere from I remember $20 to up to $40 or $50. When Xbox first had their system, the very first system, they had those memory cards.
Mm.
Those memory cards cost a fortune. And we're talking, and you kids out there watching this, you're watching this going, oh, memory cards like flash drives. Yeah, except for these weren't like 14 or like 64 gigs. These were like 64 megs. These things wouldn't hold a picture today. And this is what you got to save all your games.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole lot of, well, let's see. I don't play that game anymore. I can delete that now. Oh, great. I can save my game now. No, you can't. Son of a bitch. Okay, let's see. I don't really need that game anymore. You had one game, and for every game you basically had to have a memory card that was longer than an hour long.
Uh-huh.
Sons of bitches.
Hey, did you ever, going back to the ones that had like multiple, like renting games that had multiple saves on it, did you ever play one that wasn't yours?
Yes.
That was hired, like further along in the story than you did? Oh my god,
Let's see where we're at.
Oh, I can't handle it. I'm not playing it anymore.
I'm confused and scared. I remember, but I mean, that too, I mean, think about it. Look at it, perfect example. We discussed it already. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers. That was like if you were to, and I've seen videos on it on YouTube. It's scary where they take these kids that are young kids, like 10, and they're playing Nintendo, and they're sitting there playing with the system. Like, the fuck is this?
Where's the arrow that tells me where to go?
Right, and they're sitting there playing these games, and they just look lost.
Uh-huh.
And then they realize there ain't no, I could rewind and fix it, or, oh, I died, so I'll go to that save point and start over. No, man, you had lives. Usually about 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Good luck. Unless you want to do your up, down, down, left, right, A, B, A, start, select, start. 30 lives. Konami code.
Guard Warriors, ABBA.
ABBA, yep. All right, so moving on, we did our grievances, we did our games, all right. We're obviously it's an edit point, so I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can close it out on that.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say thank you.
Hope you liked our show.
Absolutely.
We put some effort, some amount. And
every week's a little bit more. Not much. Just
every week we realize we should probably try. Not sure if we tried enough yet.
No, right. Not quite there yet. Just little by little. So what we're going to ask you to do is go ahead and like, subscribe, share, please, Facebook, everything.
Get out there and say, hey, these guys are funny. You might find them funny too. Or maybe it's like, maybe it's someone you don't like and you want to not talk to that person anymore. Like, show them our video. It's a great way to break off something that you just needs to die.
Like the story at the beginning about Matt, he's probably not going to talk to us anymore.
Yeah, he might move.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think that was the right, no. I think that is opposite. Yes. By the way, Matt, I need to borrow $20, so can I borrow $40?
Yeah.
Because you're rich?
Yeah.
I don't think he's laughing.
Is he flipping them up? Fuck you, Matt.
I see you, Frank. I see you. You're looking pretty sexy. Dark-skinned beauty, you.
Like, subscribe, share.
Touch it.
What?
What?
Like, subscribe. Like, subscribe. Share video. Like, subscribe. Please share. Help us get the word out there. Also, down, once again, in the comments. You good? Okay. You good? Down in the comments, please, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like us to talk about in the future. Here's another challenge. Give us a topic. Give us something that we can
We want a topic for next week, damn it. We want something good.
Not something we got to come up with. Give us something, and we will make something out of it.
We're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
That's really what this boils down to.
This
is it. This is all we got.
Facebook games for 3 episodes in a row. Come on now.
Well, next one we can do porn. I mean,
Video games is good.
I got a lot on that. We actually technically already did that, didn't we? All right, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, share, and please, we can't say it enough. We can't emphasize it enough. Can't send it home enough. Suggest some ideas. We want to hear your feedback. We now know what you, the viewing public, want to see us do. So, on behalf of myself and Neil, I'd like to say thank you. Have a nice day, and we are out of here.